This is episode number 555 of the InnerFight podcast. Welcome back to another edition of the show. SmithStreetPaleo.com is our show sponsor. Please do go show them your support. Check out what's going on over there. This show today is all about resetting for September, creating non-negotiables in life. SmithStreetPaleo.com could be a piece of your puzzle that you need to include for this. Go and check out what's going on. Send them an email, hello@smithstreetpaleo.com, to find out exactly what you could be getting involved in. Welcome back to the show, folks. Today, I'm going to talk all about creating non-negotiables in life. It is the 25th of August. It is close to the end of the summer period. You've been having a good time. People have been on holiday, I don't know, since June, July. We saw the first Eid happen mid of June, was it? And then the second Eid fell beautifully in the middle of August, which meant that people could get loads and loads of time off. We saw loads of people traveling out from the gym, out from Dubai. Hopefully, if you're not part of the UAE community, the Dubai community, hopefully you guys have had a great summer. I know in Europe, it is holiday season all the way through August. That's exactly what goes on. People are not really doing a great deal of work in August. That is definitely for sure. We know that. So hopefully everyone's had a really awesome summertime, and you're sort of sat here now at the end of August and you're thinking, right, how do I get things back on track? I might have put on a little bit of weight. That's because I didn't listen to the podcast, which actually was released last week, 553, which was all about travel hacks, different things that I just find work when I'm out traveling, be it traveling with not much equipment, or not much luggage, or be it doing a workout, how I try to eat and what things I try and do. I find that actually if I follow those things, then I get back from a holiday in good shape. Now, maybe you didn't get time to listen to that podcast. As I said, we're at the end of August now. So this is all about getting back into things, creating these non-negotiables in your life and building a recipe for success. Remember, September, October, November, December, you have 4 months to the end of the year, which is actually quite a lot. It's 33% of the year you've got left to smash the goals that you put in place at the start of the year. I've mentioned it in other shows. I'll mention it again. The 2020 CrossFit season starts very soon. We're talking about this on the show 554 with Justin LaFranco the other day. If you missed that show, that guy is the founder of Morning Chalk Up. That's a show that you're really going to want to go and have a listen to. He's a super awesome guy, speaks very openly about what's happening in CrossFit at the moment. They have become the media hub for CrossFit. And what is happening now is the CrossFit Open is going to start in just 2 months for that 2020 season. So some of the things I'm going to speak about today, some of the non-negotiables that you're going to make might just dial in to getting those goals in place and achieving what you want to achieve, maybe for the 2020 CrossFit Games season, maybe just for the Open, maybe you just do it for fun. But it is around the corner. And to that end as well, folks, a little bit more support we've got for you guys. We've ramped up. The gymnastics class is back on a Monday morning, Monday evening. Weightlifting is absolutely pumping. Sunday, those classes are capped at 16. So please, if you are coming, make sure you're booking no more than 16 in those classes so that we can keep the quality super high. Sunday evening and then Wednesday morning as well, you can get involved in the weightlifting class and more if you need it. The teens are also all hands back on deck as of this week. Kids classes starting up again. There's loads of stuff going on. It's the end of summer. It's the start of the run into the end of the year. As I said, they have 4 months to go. So let's get it moving. What do I mean here then? Let's jump into the show today and get a little bit specific. What do I mean about creating non-negotiables in life? Well, basically, the bottom line is it's your set of rules for life, and that's why you need to do it. I can't do it for you. I can advise you, and I could say, yeah, I don't think it's a good idea that you do this, or I think it's a good idea that you do that. However, you've got to own this. These are your rules for life. These are the rules that you're going to live by and that are going to help you to achieve what you want to achieve in life. Some examples of that, a lot of you are already doing. You have a commitment that you go to the gym 3 times a week or 5 times a week. You've had that commitment for a long time. Here at InnerFight, we've got a load of people that have actually had that commitment for a number of years. We've got clients that have been coming 5 times a week all the time that they're in Dubai, for the last 7, 8, 10 years. That's a non-negotiable. It's something they just do. They come to the 6:30 class in the morning, or you come to the 5 p.m. class in the evening. You just do that every single day. It's like autopilot. It's almost like eating. Eating is a great example of a non-negotiable. We'll talk about quality of eating and quantity of eating a little bit later on. But it's the rules that you live by. You sleep, you eat, you have to drink water. What else are you doing to make sure that you live literally the best life and that you achieve the goals? Live the best life. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's a good phrase, but it's been used a lot at the moment, especially in social media and by all these massively motivational people as well. Anyway, you should try and live your best life, that's for sure. But what are the rules that are happening? And these things are in place that you just don't have to think about it. You just sort of crack on and it just happens. It's just like one thing that you just do it. It's not a negotiable. And that's why I come to the phrase non-negotiables. Some of the failures that I see here is that if you don't have these rules in place, is that people will, you'll get a call maybe from a friend on a random Tuesday, and they'll say, let's go out for dinner tonight. It could or it couldn't involve alcoholic drinks, or it could or it couldn't involve bad food. And because it's just a lazy Tuesday, you're just going to go out and you're going to do it. What's that going to end up doing? Worst case scenario is that you're having a couple of drinks, you're also having some bad food, and that's kicking your diet in the guts. Tuesday night. Then maybe on Thursday night, someone else gives you a call, haven't seen you for ages, let's go out, let's have some dinner, let's have some drinks. 2 nights out of the week, you're already having some dinner and some drinks. Bad food, bad alcohol, too much alcohol maybe not, but maybe too much alcohol. That might also mean a late night, which means a sacrifice on sleep. And that might also mean that the next morning you're unable to get up, or you just don't feel like getting up because you've only slept for 4 or 5 hours to go to the gym, so you miss the workout the next day. Then the weekend rolls in, and of course you've got massive plans for the weekend, and it turns out that 4 or 5 of the 7 days in the week, you've had poor sleep, you've not trained the next day because you're tired, or you've had a poor training session the next day because you're tired, and you've also not had the best food and maybe more alcohol than you thought. So what in that scenario, what I want to try and encourage you to do, and this is what I've been encouraging people to do for a long time now, is during the week, just be as, I would say, strict as possible. Set your rules up. Set these non-negotiables up. I don't drink in the week. Done. That's just something that you do, for example. Or I only take alcohol 1 night a week. Or I only take alcohol 1 night a month, depending on how much you use alcohol. Same thing with bad food. I only have 1 cheat day a week, might be one of your non-negotiables. And you have to stick to it. It doesn't matter if your best friends, sisters, boyfriends, girlfriends, I don't know, have come in and flown 1,000,000 miles to see you. If that's the case, and you only eat bad food 1 day a week, well, that's the time you eat it. And on the weekend, where maybe you'd normally eat it, you have to eat healthy again. So you'd use up that 1 credit in that time when they came over. It wouldn't just be, and this is the thing, is so many excuses, isn't there? Oh, I did something good at work. Let's go out and have an ice cream. Oh, the kids are coming here. Let's have an ice cream. Oh, it's holiday time. And that's what I was saying at the start of the show. It's holiday time. There's loads of excuses, isn't there? Oh, I'm on holiday. Let's have pancakes for breakfast. Oh, I'm on holiday. Let's have an ice cream. I'm on holiday. It's okay to have a beer at lunchtime. All of these things start to add up. And then at the end of the week, you could have just eaten and drunk way more than what you should be doing and what's going to help you to get towards those performance goals that you're heading towards. So that's something that I think should be put in place straight away. For me, that 5 days in the week has worked really well with clients I've been working with sort of for the last 10 to 15 years, where we'll say, just focus. Now, I know that some of you might have to go out for work dinners during the week, and that's absolutely fine. You can still go to a restaurant, you can order a steak, you can order vegetables, you don't have to have all the sides, you don't have to have a dessert, and you definitely don't need to drink a load of sugary drinks, be it alcohol, soft drinks, or other. You can still eat super well in restaurants. What you can't do, obviously, is you can't always control the time that you're going to go to bed. So you're going to have a limited number of hours of sleep, which if the food is in check, but the sleep is not, we're actually winning 50-50 there because we've not trashed both of them at the same time. The next day, maybe you'd plan to train at a different time. Maybe you plan to train a little bit later. And of course, that workout might not be as intense as it would be if you'd had really good food and a whole night's sleep, 8 or 9 hours sleep. But you see what I'm saying here is that some things, yes, you have to do. Yes, you're going to have to go out to work dinners, or you're going to have to be late some nights. However, you don't have to make it a complete car smash every single time because you've got these rules in place. You then get to the weekend, and if you haven't used up what I'd call your credits during the week, yes, you can use them up. You can also use that time to hit some of your targets. What I work on a lot with people is I'll work on a number of sleep hours across a 7-day period. So if we get to the weekend and you've only been sleeping 5 hours a night and I want you to sleep 7 hours a night, you've got a little bit of catching up to do. So you can't be going out the whole weekend. And that's, again, a non-negotiable. You want to sleep 8 hours average over 5 to 7 nights of the week. You get to the end of the week, you get to the weekend, and you have to add up where you're at and then what sleeping you're going to do. It's a non-negotiable in life. You're not going to perform optimally if you don't have your sleep in check. I think this is something that's super, super underused by a lot of people. People feel tired the whole week because they have stressful jobs. They might have things going on. They might have to go out to dinners or social functions. And then at the weekend, they have a massively busy, you could call it a social calendar, or things that they want to do, people that they want to be with, or stuff that's been planned forever. And then they'll get to the end of the weekend and they're not actually refreshed or recuperated at all because they've absolutely not taken into consideration their sleep. They've prioritized their social life over it. They don't have a non-negotiable. They don't have a rule around sleep. And I think that's something that a lot of people are missing. And if there's one thing you can take from this show, it would be that, then that would be super, super beneficial. You start to feel the benefits. The second thing that you would take from the show as well is that you don't have to eat shit because everyone else is eating shit. I think that's really, really important. A lot of people are like, oh, I felt a bit strange because, everyone else was having a starter, main course, and dessert, or I felt a little bit strange because everyone else was having alcohol. Well, if everyone else was jumping off the cliff, would you jump off the cliff? That's the old... That's what my school teachers used to ask me. I always used to say yes, obviously. But just be comfortable in the fact that you might have different goals to everyone else. And, I admit that sometimes it feels a bit strange that maybe you're just drinking water and everyone else is drinking something else. Or, maybe it's a bit strange that everyone is eating an entree, everyone's having dessert. But you've got different goals to everyone else. And I think that's what we sometimes forget, is that we're all very, very different and we've all got different goals. So why are we comparing ourselves to the person sat next to us? And if you look at that person sat next to you, you might be uninspired by them anyway. So why are we trying to put ourselves in the same sort of basket as them? That's something that's super important, and you just need to get comfortable with it. It's not a big deal. And I think a lot of the time what will happen is people, they might give you a little bit of a hard time when they start to see you do that, or they start to feel that, oh, this guy's not doing this because of that. But once it becomes normal, it just becomes super normal. Like, I'll go out and people will not expect me to drink alcohol with them. I will go out and people will not expect me to have dessert. And it's actually quite funny because sometimes I'll just play with them a little bit and I'll just order a dessert and yeah, I'll eat it. And they'll be like, oh my God, I didn't think you ate that. Or, if it's a weekend and I'm going to have a beer or a glass of wine, they'll be like, oh my God, I didn't think, well, it's okay. Because I know what my allowance is. I have my non-negotiables. I have these rules that I live by. I can say no to temptations that are there because I've bought into the bigger picture. And sometimes you can enjoy it as well. So that's about enough for today. I want to encourage you. September's here. As I said at the start, you've got 4 months to the end of the year. You've got 2 months to the CrossFit Open. We're going to have a lot going on down at InnerFight for that. Set up these non-negotiables and get yourself A, back to where you were pre-summer if you've let it go. B, if you've done some great work over the summer, keep it going because you've set these non-negotiables in your life. Summer might have been a quieter time whilst everyone was away and you were able to train more, you were able to eat better, sleep better. Keep that going, or at least keep it going as well as you can. And C, just look for the end of the year. Where do you want to end up? This is a good time to reset. We talk about a lot. It's the last bit of the year. It's the last push. Let's get those goals. You're not going to do it without these non-negotiables. You're going to do it when you put these in place and you put up these, as I said at the start, rules for life. That's it. That was show number 555. Thanks for everyone that's tuned in. Thanks for all the support. This Thursday's show, I will tell you, 556 with April Davidson. super, super awesome. She's a really cool chick. Please download that, have a listen to it. And if you haven't already listened to Morning Chalk Up from 554 Justin, you need to check them out as well. That's it for today. Take care. Thanks for listening.